Most people believe a dangerous financial lie. They think it takes money to make money. I'm going to prove that wrong. I'm taking this $100 bill, and in 30 days, I'm turning it into $1,000. But here's the catch. I can't use my job, my savings, or my contacts. Just this cash and simple math. This is how money actually works. Let's start. It was 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday when I hit rock bottom. I was sitting on the floor of my apartment, my laptop glowing in the dark, my bank account flashing $847.23. Rent was $1,200, due in 9 days. I had two choices, panic or do something crazy. So I walked to the ATM at midnight, withdrew $100 in cash, and made a promise to myself. I'm going to prove that being broke is temporary. Being poor is a choice. My name is Ben, and this is the story of how I turned that single $100 bill into $1,000 in 30 days. But not because I'm special, not because I had connections, not because I got lucky, because I followed a system, and that system works for anyone. But first, the rules. Because without rules, this is just another trust me bro story. Rule number 1, I can't touch my bank account. That's $747 off limits. This $100 is my only capital. Rule number 2, only my smartphone and this cash. No fancy cameras, no professional equipment, just a cracked iPhone 11 and Wi-Fi. Rule number 3, every dollar I make goes back into the game. I can't buy coffee, can't order food, can't spend a penny until I hit $1,000. My strategy? Start with my body, sell my time and sweat for quick cash, then use that cash to buy and flip items, then scale whatever works. Simple? Yes. Easy? Hell no. Day 1, 6:13 a.m. The alarm went off. I didn't sleep. I spent the entire night writing posts, joining Facebook groups, scrolling Craigslist, posting on TaskRabbit. Need help today? Moving, cleaning, yard work, junk removal. $40 an hour. First job gets 20% off. I hit post in 23 different groups. Then I stared at my phone. 6:30 a.m. Nothing. 7 a.m. Nothing. 8:45 a.m. Still nothing. I started sweating. What if nobody needs help? What if this whole thing fails on day 1? Then, at 9:47 a.m., my phone buzzed. Sarah, hi, can you help me move furniture? I need 3 couches moved from my garage to a storage unit. I'll pay $60 cash. I typed back so fast I had 3 typos. Me, yes, yes. Send your address, your address. I'm on my way. 9:47 a.m. Sarah's house. I pulled up to a small house in the suburbs. Sarah was in her 50s, stressed, moving boxes everywhere. You Ben? Yes, ma'am. Let's do this. Those 3 couches? Monsters. Old school solid wood couches that weighed like 200 pounds each. My back screamed. My arms shook. Sweat poured down my face. But 2 hours later, those couches were in the storage unit. Sarah handed me 3 crisp $20 bills. You work hard. Most people your age wouldn't do this. I smiled, but inside I was thinking, most people my age don't have $100 to their name and rent due in 8 days. Day 1 total, $160. Days 2 through 4, the wall. Day 2, I thought I had momentum. I was wrong. I posted in 30 groups, moving help, cleaning, anything. I got 2 messages. Message 1, how much for moving a piano? Me, $80. Them, my cousin will do it for $40. Thanks anyway. Message 2, can you clean my pool? Me, yes, when? Them, seen, never replied. Day 3 was worse. I offered to mow lawns for $35. 3 people said yes, then all 3 ghosted me. Day 4, I finally landed a gutter cleaning job. An old man named Frank paid me $45, but I had to rent a ladder for $15. Net profit, $30. I sat in my car that night and wanted to cry. I was working my ass off for pennies. But then I remembered something my dad told me before he passed away. Son, the world doesn't reward hard work. It rewards valuable work. Stop working hard on the wrong things. So I changed my approach. Day 5, the shift. Instead of posting, "I'll do anything," I started posting specific solutions. Is your garage a disaster? I'll organize it and haul away junk. $75. Done in 3 hours. Moving this weekend? I'll load and unload your truck. $50 an hour. Landlord? I'll deep clean your rental unit. $100. Same day. The responses? Instant. Within 24 hours, I booked 3 jobs. Days 5 through 7, the grind montage. Job 1, deep cleaned the landlord's rental unit. Found $17 in change under the couch. He let me keep it. Made $100 plus $17. Job 2, helped a young couple move. They tipped me an extra $20. Made $70. Job 3, organized a woman's garage. She was throwing away a desk lamp. I asked if I could have it. She said yes. I sold it on Facebook for $25 that night. By day 7, I had done 6 moving jobs, 3 cleaning jobs, 2 yard work sessions, flipped 2 random items people were throwing away. Day 7 total, $387. But my body was broken. My shoulders ached. I had blisters on my hands, and I realized something. I can't muscle my way to $1,000. I need to work smarter. Day 8 through 10, the lesson. On day 8, I was cleaning out a guy's shed. He was throwing away a gaming chair. I asked, "What's wrong with it?" He said, "Hydraulics are busted. The seat won't stay up. It's garbage." I asked, "Can I have it?" He laughed. "Sure, knock yourself out." I loaded it into my car. That night, I watched a YouTube video, How to Fix Office Chair Hydraulics. I ordered a replacement cylinder on Amazon for $12. It arrived in 2 days. I replaced it in 20 minutes. Then I took clean photos, wrote an honest description, and listed it for $110 on Facebook Marketplace. It sold in 3 hours. Cost, $12. Sale, $110. Profit, $98. And that's when it hit me. I'm not just selling my time anymore. I'm selling transformation. Day 10 total, $485. I was halfway there, but I was also running out of steam. It was time to pivot. Day 11, 2:37 a.m. I couldn't sleep again. I pulled out my phone and did the math. If I keep doing labor jobs, I'll make maybe $50 a day. That's $500 more in 20 days. I'll hit $985, not $1,000. I needed to take a risk. So I made a decision that scared me. I'm going all in on flipping. At 6 a.m., I took $300 of my $485 and started hunting. Day 11, 9:23 a.m., the Dyson. I was scrolling Facebook Marketplace, drinking gas station coffee when I saw it. Dyson V11 vacuum, brand new in box, $150. My heart jumped. I checked retail price, $499. I clicked on the seller's profile, posted 47 minutes ago, no messages yet. I typed, "I'll take it. I can pick up in 30 minutes, cash in hand." 10 seconds later, "First person here with cash gets it. Here's my address." I ran to my car. I drove 35 minutes across town. I was sweating. What if someone beats me there? I pulled up, knocked on the door. A guy in his 30s answered. "You Ben?" "Yes, I have the cash." He handed me the box. I inspected it. Sealed, unopened, real. I gave him $150. On the drive home, I was shaking. I just spent more than half my money on one item. If this doesn't sell, I'm done. Day 11, 7 p.m., the sale. I listed it for $320. Within 2 hours, I had 7 messages. One woman offered $280. I countered, $300 and I'll deliver it to you tonight. She agreed. I drove 20 minutes, handed her the vacuum, and she handed me $300 cash. I sat in my car and counted it 3 times. Cost, $150. Sale, $300. Profit, $150. Day 11 total, $635. I felt like a king. Day 12, the mistake. Confidence is dangerous. On day 12, I found a listing, iPhone 13, unlocked, perfect condition, $200. I checked eBay. Used iPhone 13s were selling for $450. I messaged the guy, I'll buy it right now. I met him at a Starbucks. He showed me the phone, looked flawless. I turned it on, it worked. I paid him $200 cash. I drove home feeling like a genius. Day 12, 11 p.m. The truth. I factory reset the phone to list it. That's when I saw it. Activation lock.
This iPhone is linked to an Apple ID. My stomach dropped. I tried everything. YouTube videos, forums, nothing worked. The phone was iCloud locked. Useless. I just lost $200. Day 12 total, $435. I threw the phone across my room. I punched my pillow. I wanted to quit. I texted my best friend Marcus. I fucked up. Lost $200. I'm done. Marcus, so you're quitting? That's not the Ben I know. I'm not quitting. I'm just tired. Marcus, being tired is temporary. Being a quitter is permanent. Fix it. I couldn't let $200 kill my dream. So I did something crazy. I listed the locked iPhone with full transparency. iPhone 13, iCloud locked, for parts only, $80 best offer. I thought nobody would bite, but on day 15, a guy messaged me. I buy locked phones for parts. I'll give you $100 cash. I met him, sold it, got $100 back. Loss reduced from $200 to $100. But more importantly, I learned the lesson. Transparency sells better than perfection. Day 15, total $535. Day 16 through 18, the anger. I was mad. Mad at the guy who sold me a locked phone, mad at myself for being stupid, mad that I was working this hard and still struggling. But then I turned that anger into fuel. On day 16, I went to Harbor Freight and bought a pressure washer for $179. Then I designed a flyer on Canva. Driveway pressure washing, $75. Makes your home look brand new. I printed 100 copies at FedEx for $8. That afternoon, I walked through my neighborhood and put a flyer on every door. Day 18, the first call. My phone rang at 7:42 a.m. Hi, is this Ben? I got your flyer. Can you pressure wash my driveway today? Absolutely. I can be there in an hour. It was a woman named Linda. Her driveway was filthy. Oil stains, dirt, grime. I spent 90 minutes pressure washing it. When I finished, Linda walked outside and gasped. Oh my God, it looks brand new. Here's $75 and here's an extra $10. You earned it. First pressure washing job, $85. Within 3 days, I had 8 more customers from those flyers. Day 18 through 20, total $865. I was so close. I hit a flow state. Every morning, I woke up at 5:30 a.m., checked messages, booked jobs, and pressure washed driveways until sunset. Day 21, 4 driveways, $320. Day 22, 3 driveways, $240. Day 23, 5 driveways, $400. My arms were sore, my back hurt, but I felt alive. Day 24, the moment. I was pressure washing a driveway when an older man walked over from next door. Hey, son, how much to do mine? $75, sir. I'll give you $100 if you can do it today. I finished his neighbor's driveway, then did his. When I finished, he handed me 5 $20 bills. You remind me of myself at your age. Keep grinding. I almost cried. Day 26, the count. I sat in my car and opened my envelope. I counted every bill. $963. I was $37 away. So damn close. Days 27 through 28, the final push. I posted one last offer. Final weekend special. Pressure washing, $50 for small driveways. Book now. I got 5 bookings. I worked 14 hours straight. My hands were blistered. My legs were shaking, but I didn't stop. Day 30, 8:47 p.m., the reveal. I sat on the floor of my apartment, the same spot I sat 30 days ago. I poured out all my cash on the floor. I counted it slowly. $1,127. I stared at it, not because I was rich, but because 30 days ago I was broke and scared. Now, I had proof. Proof that I could do hard things. Let me tell you the truth. This experiment wasn't about the money. It was about the person I had to become to earn it. 30 days ago, I didn't know how to spot value, negotiate, sell honesty, push through pain, turn rejection into fuel. Now, I have skills that are worth more than $1,000. Because here's the secret. Money comes and goes, but skills stay forever. If you know how to spot value, you will never be broke again. Not because you'll always have money, but because you'll always know how to get it. My challenge to you, you don't need $1,000 to start. You need $100 or $50 or even $20. Pick one skill, set a 30-day goal, track every move, and don't quit when it gets hard. Because the version of you on day 30 will be unrecognizable from the version of you on day 1. And that's what changes your life. Not the money, the person you become chasing it. Subscribe for more real money conversations. If you want content like this, follow me. I'll see you in the next one.